Hi, and welcome to Southwest Herts Community TV. I always have to get my teeth in for that one. I'm Carol Dodsley, and I have with me Alex Murray, your district leader. Alex, come and say hi.
Hi Carol, hi viewers, listeners. How's everyone's week been?
Well, I don't know how their week's been. My week's been great. How's your week been?
Busy. Today's been a slow day. For anyone who doesn't know, I was at Lincoln Drinks last night. From the very beginning, I was first there and I was last to leave. So as you can imagine, I woke up this morning a little worse for wear.
And last night you actually looked pretty good. Let me show you some pictures.
Yeah, as we can see here, this is in the middle we have Tanya Clark, and on the left-hand side we have Jean Flower, who had been involved in Lincoln Growth before, but came back and was walking around the bar going looking for this, and you kind of tell once you started to host events that people who are kind of looking around for a group of people are generally people looking for Lincoln Growth. Because I hadn't got the banner with me, I just forgot to bring it. I couldn't put it in a work bag, so I eventually got a message on Twitter saying, "Where are you guys?" And I said, "Come and find the long table." And we were there, and then the gentleman to the left of the picture was Martin. I believe he knew Chris. Martin lives in Watford, but was at the Hemel event this week. Met Chris. And Chris was like, "Come along for drinks." Had a chance to talk to him. Hope to get a chance to talk to him again outside the drinks. But yeah, it was a really good evening.
Here's another one.
And this is me a little bit. We were showing, of course, we showed the photos from the Watford Women's Centre competition, and we'll show these later as well. To my right, we have Diane Richardson in the red jumper, who is from the Women's Centre. It was her idea, and credit to Diane for the competition and all the posts she did about it. And then to the left of me is Catherine Broadland, who we know from the Michael Green Foundation. She always contributes to this show. I believe it was her first time to drinks that evening, so she really enjoyed herself from what I understand. And opposite me is her husband Nick, who works in CVs and LinkedIn optimization. Really good to talk to him.
And another one, the same people, just a different view.
Yeah, really good evening. That's me, for anyone who doesn't know who I was. But
oh no.
Yeah, that's me. That was quite early on before the gin and tonics had settled in, so I was still quite reasonably sober.
Are you saying that you weren't sober by the end of the night?
No, I wasn't sober by the end of the night, no.
But you had a good night?
Yeah, we had a very good night.
Cool. So where else have you been this week? I know do you want to show the photos from the competition at this stage, or do you want to show those later?
We'll show those once we get to the local news stage. We'll focus on this bit of what I've been up to and stuff. And this week, as always, this last week started on Saturday with me at Watford Market. Really enjoyed that time. There was Chris there, I believe, a few other people there. It was great to get a chance to talk to them. We had a bit of a strategy, work out how things we do. I've gone through things. Tasks came up on how do I do this, how do this, because until you get told certain things, you don't have to do things. So it's email campaigns, and what happens if someone wants to do a training workshop which is in the pipeline. So unless I know these, I have to refer back up to the superiors and kind of find out what's going on. And that was really good. And obviously that event happens every other week. I'm on there every week, but the official event is every other week, and it's a chance for you to have a coffee and build some community, as well as getting a chance to have a look at the market, which is being redeveloped at the moment. So we'll hopefully move into the new market once it opens, and then also get a chance to meet some of the stallholders, because all their products are brilliant. I've tried the meat. I know the fish is brilliant from what I've heard. The nuts and spices are brilliant. The fruit and veggies always looks good, so I can imagine it tastes good. And such a good product there, so it's a chance for you to meet the stallholders and the marketeers, find out what's good, what they've got going. Can they recommend something? Because if you've got certain wine, maybe want some cheese to go with it, or you've got a bit of fish but you're not sure which bit to have to go with the sauce or something. So I can recommend coming down there each Saturday and go and check it out. And then on Tuesday we had the Croxy Coffee, which is in the Watford Business Park. It was a really good event. I posted I think I put some pics up in the community. I didn't. It's been one of them days. I just can't remember where I've been, what I've done. But it's a really good event. We had a couple of charities there, a couple of new people came along, a few returning people. And again, normally the event finishes about 11. We didn't really leave. We were starting in the evening at half 11, 12. So it was a really good 2 hours. And speaking to people who had been to other networking events, BNI, Business Buzz, whatever, even the women only networks, they found being honest, too formal, and they found a women's one. They just didn't like the format. It felt more kind of having women having a chat rather than networking and community building. So I got some really great feedback on what Growth is doing. So it just gives you that bit of energy, which I'm severely lacking today.
Yeah, I think that's great. And this morning, you and I were on a training course, weren't we, with somebody that who is participates in Link for Growth, and that similar sort of comment came up as well, that she didn't like the formatted networking that she'd been to, where it is pure business and very formal. And what she loves about Link for Growth is the fact that it's a mixture of people. It's not just businesses, it's not just charities, it's not just, it's anybody, is all inclusive, and you get to meet so many different people and actually connect and collaborate with people in a completely different way that is more natural.
Yeah, I think Growth is very in its essence. It's a social thing. It's going and having a talk with people. We don't do the 60 seconds. We don't do, there's my business card, let's count how many we've got and you get the prize. It's very much, I only give my business card out when someone asks for it. If they want my details, they can have it, but I don't ask for theirs. Generally, I get them first, then offer them back out of politeness. But I don't need your business card until I find out more about you, because the first thing, I shouldn't learn about your business from your business card. I should learn about your business through what questions I ask and why you tell me why you're in that business.
Exactly. And sometimes, you know, the people that come along, because Link for Growth is not a business networking, it's not, some people don't even have a business card because actually they're not in business. Some people work for other people, some people are charities, some people are unemployed, some people are retired, but they're all getting together. And for those that are in business, it is great because they learn to know you as a person, and they get to the know, like, and trust factors, which we all know are so important, and building real relationships. But you're not locked to, let's share business cards, let's talk only business. You're actually talking about life, about yourself. You're getting to know the people that potentially either could be your customer in the future, or maybe they know the people that you can help, and they will do that automatically once they have got to know you as a person. You don't need to tell them, oh, this is my business, this is who I help, give everybody my business card, because it's that resonating with people as a real person that actually makes people want to recommend you, want to find out more about your business.
Yeah, I mean, I've always thought if I ran a business, especially catering or that type of food, maybe if I own a coffee shop, if I only went to business networking in the traditional sense, I may get customers there, but you're missing a whole stream of people who don't go to business networking but will go to a coffee shop. Housewives, people who are retired, students. They don't go to other networking groups because they're not included in those. But if a coffee shop came to Link for Growth and even host an event, people could get to know them who would never be able to go to these events. So it's a way of getting everyone there, because you don't just sell to businesses. You can sell your products to regular day-to-day people, regular people, not businesses.
Exactly, and it's also about people who are not in business getting to know, you know, they're always looking for something. As a person, whether we're in business or not in business, we're always looking for either where can we get the best coffee from, where can we go and do some training, where's the best place to get your hair done, who's the best plumber. And we don't, as a user, as a consumer, we don't go to business networking to ask those questions. But at Link for Growth, we can ask those questions, and we don't have to feel that we're in some formal environment where we're supposed to stand up and tell people what we do, because actually we don't do it. So why should we stand up? Why should we engage with that? But we are looking for people that can help us. Sometimes we're just looking for how we can contribute. You know, meeting a charity at one of the Link for Growth events. Maybe I'm somebody that I'm at home, my kids have grown up, I've got so much time on my hands, I don't really want to go to work, but I want to contribute, I want to do something with my life, and this is how I can meet people to actually find out what's going on in my local area, irrespective of whether it's business related or not.
Yeah, I mean, both my parents are now semi-retired, my dad is retired, and it's very hard to find voluntary jobs in the area, because where do you go? How do you find it? So it's a way of, if you retire and you're just looking for maybe working at a charity shop, if they're looking for some admin, you've got some IT skills, if you've done social media, then they've got roles for you. You can help them, but you wouldn't be able to meet these people. You could send them emails, but meeting them at an event, you get to talk to the person, and it'll be much more beneficial.
Yeah, exactly. So where else have you been? Anywhere else this week?
Well, I had a meeting outside my district, but I went along. There was a meeting in Boreham Wood, which is southeast Herts, which is the other side of Watford, nearer Essex, and it was just about helping grow that district. And it's not including my district, but me being district leader and that district not having a district leader at the moment, felt I can give some advice. We had an hour and a half meeting with a couple of people who wanted to get more involved and just talk about how we can go about it. So mainly looking at the communities on Google Plus, and then just saying why Link Growth is doing this. And it was really good just to, I've been at the end of a conversation when I've sat and gone, I don't really think this is going to work. And something eventually clicks in most people's minds, and they go, oh, so this is why we're doing it. And it's, you only see it once you sat on the other side of the conversation, because if you're there and you're being told all this information, you go, yeah, but you've got your natural, well, I'm not sure about this. And eventually the gentleman's mind went, ah, I've got to, this is what you're trying to do. And we went, yeah.
And that's really nice, isn't it, when you see that, because Link for Growth is something different. It's not the norm. It's not a social gathering. It's not a business networking. It's community building, which we're not used to in the UK. You know, we're so used to things are done like this. And it does take a while to get your head around things because it is new. And we have a natural human tendency to follow what we know and not look at different things. Some people can easily, but a lot of people find that quite challenging because of the way we're brought up. So when you are having a discussion and somebody suddenly goes, ah, that's what you're doing, God, that's different, I love that idea, it is just amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, and similar to that, I was at a breakfast networking event I go to most weeks, and talk about, rather than talk about the CSI project or social media, I was very much, this is what Link for Growth is doing, and this is why we're doing it. And it was great. We had a copy of the L4G book there, and I'll come on to that in a minute. And I passed it around the room so people go see it, and they went, so a few people go, we actually now need to have a talk about this. So I've spoken to them about a few things, but I think they now know more about Link for Growth and what it actually is trying to achieve. Because if you just say we're trying to, if we're having events and we've got some training, it's not telling people why you're doing it. If you tell someone why you're doing something, it's much more beneficial to them, and you're more likely to get a response in return.
Yep, that big why is so important in all aspects of life. When we know our own why, and when other people understand somebody's why, it just changes the dynamics and everything else.
Yeah. Shall we move? Shall we go on to some other news? Some local
Oh,
news,
you're not going to say moving on.
No, I'm not going to say. I nearly did. I said move on. I didn't say moving on. But should we go on to some local news?
I was just going to say that, local news.
I thought we'd start with the photo competition, which finished Monday night, and it was adjudicated on Wednesday with myself, Diane Richardson from the Women's Centre, and Peter Sutton from the Best of Watford. We spent a good couple of hours going through there was about 120 entries overall, and we're just going to show you the presentation slideshow that we produced, Diane Richardson produced, and this will give you a chance, if you haven't seen it before, to see the actual entries that will be in store from the start of September. And you'll be able to purchase these, and 25% of the sales go to the charity as a commission. So the Women's Centre, from every picture sold, they should make some money, and it'll be really good. So this picture, the first one that's going to be in the store, is by myself. I obviously couldn't win the competition being a judge, but it was a really good photo. And this is, for anyone who doesn't know, the American University. It's round the corner from me, and I've always liked the building. As you can tell, it's a really that traditional American-style university, long driveway, big building on the outside, and it was a natural choice for me to choose, and I'm pleased it got in because it's my only entry. And this one by Chris, we'll speed through these because otherwise it can be quite dull and tedious. Clarendon Road. I like the depth of this picture and the way you can kind of see it, and it's more of a scene rather than just a picture of the building. But we really enjoyed that one. We'll move down a bit. This picture in Watford, you've got the High Street and King Street. The Costa Coffee is where it meets. This picture, we had a few similar ones of this building, but this one, because it's got people, because it was an action photo, we thought it was a really good photo, and it was an obvious choice to go through by Diane Richardson from the Women's Centre. This photo, the only black and white photo, it is a modern photo that Import has just put into black and white, so it stands out a lot more. It's St Mary's Churchyard, so that's on the right-hand side. You have Citizens of Ice Bureau I used to work on the left-hand side. In front of us of the picture is Fuller's old school, Fuller's old colours, old school, and I just really like the black and white and the kind of you get the path and the fence leadings into the photo. So it's a really good photo and it's something different in black and white.
Whoops.
Okay.
Oh dear, right, I'm going to come off screen share for a moment and refresh that page so that hopefully we can go back to that.
Or we can move all the, if anyone who doesn't know, we'll move on, and there we are, move on. And all the photos are in the L4G community, have been shared by the Women's Centre on all their social media. So if you haven't seen the winning entries, which are in there, we can move on from it now, I think.
Right, I've got it back, but I won't screen share yet. Which is the winning entry?
It's the first one is of the pyramid, Lower High Street. It should be about number 10 or 11.
Right.
By Linda Bullock.
Yep, I have got that one on screen now. So how many winners were there?
There were 2 winners. This one, the first prize, which was 2 hours of social media strategy, donated by Chris Ogle, and I really like this picture. It summed up Watford for me, and it was a very obvious picture of Watford that we all see, but I like the depth of it. If you're having a competition of Watford, it felt you have to have a picture that symbolises Watford, and I felt this was it. And well, there's a few other pictures that were nominated, but this one won first prize, and it's a brilliant picture.
Cool. And what was... Carry on, what was the next prizes?
Second prize, if we just go down, it should be a picture of St Jude's Church with a really dark, cloudy scene. So a few more down, I think. I can't remember. Again, these are some of the other entries. All these will be available in store for you to buy. This is the photo here by Malcolm Till. If you just look at the really dark scene, it just makes it so stand out, and really enjoyed how different it was to all the others. And a great picture and another great entry. So I believe Malcolm's going to get some have the ability to have some marketing strategy donated by someone. So that's a really good prize for him. And it's all these are available in the Women's Centre, and again they're all on social media now, so you can see them. I'll share the link in this event before we go today, so you get a chance to see all 18 of them. And
was there a third prize?
There wasn't a third prize, no.
Okay, so we'll come off screen share then.
Yeah.
Cool. There's some brilliant photos though.
Yeah, I mean, there's discussions about further competitions in the next few months, so I'll report back on that, and hopefully more ways of raising money for the Women's Centre, and maybe some postcards, which we'll try and get them onto postcards, and I'm sure when I find out from Diane officially, that will get put out on social media. So it's a really good way of just raising money for them and showcasing our town.
Brilliant stuff.
Few bits of other news. Last weekend of the train closures, delays. If you're going to London this weekend, avoid Euston, avoid Watford, avoid Bushy, because the trains aren't working. The Overground might be, but I know London Midland isn't. So if you're going into the big city, don't expect to get London Midland. It's not going to be working. So that's the last weekend it's been done. So as of next weekend, we'll be good to go back ready for the proper trains. Having a chat with Catherine Baldwin last night, found out there's limited tickets left for the Michael Green Foundation Quiz and Supper Night, which is on the 28th of September. So I'd advise to contact them now and get your tickets booked. I believe it was around 20, but I will happily be corrected if it's gone down since. But if you've got only 20 tickets left, I really urge you to buy your tickets now. It's for a really good cause. I believe it's £25, so it's worth the money. There's a quiz, there's a raffle, there'll be a few speakers about diabetes and what they're trying to do. So it'll be a really good night. I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully get some other Link Grove people there and some other people from Watford, and we can support a really good charity.
Sounds good. Any other local news?
A couple of other things. If anyone remembers the Save Farm Terrace campaign that we've talked about on the show before, they were featured on the One show last night, and 7 o'clock it was on last night. I believe it's about halfway through, about 14 minutes in, they were talking about they had someone from the show come down to allotments and interview both the allotmenteers, I believe is the technical term, and Mayor Dorothy Thornhill, try and get both sides of the argument. So it's a good way to showcase and highlight what they're doing. And I believe the judicial decision will be in the coming week. So once I find out, I'll let you all know, and hopefully people will go down there and find out the result of the judicial reviews, the overall result of the campaign.
And is that the campaign that we're hoping to have the lady come and join us on a show sometime?
I hope so, yes. I mean, depending on when the decision is, I mean, it'd be quite good to wait until after the decision. I'm in contact with them now, finding out when it's going to be, and then hopefully afterwards it'll be a brilliant success story, and it'll be just inspiring people to think about you can do anything you want to do. These people aren't legal people; these are just people with a passion, and we've all got a passion for something. So it's just getting motivated to fulfil your passion.
Yeah, exactly.
Last bit of local news. This week, a survey came out, I believe, and Watford was voted the 10th most charitable town for the whole last year, from May 13 to May 14, with about £750,000 raised by people in Watford for good causes. So it just shows there is a charity spirit in the town, and it's really good news for the kind of local charities that people are giving money. So it's just about raising awareness now of local, smaller charities, and then hopefully more donations will come forward, because people in Watford are giving, as we can see by the campaign, but it's just about getting them to give to other charities that they may not already know about.
Yeah, exactly, because there is so much good work going on, and it's not just in your area but across the UK, and often it's the small independent charities that struggle to get the visibility, and yet they are the ones where the money is going directly to the people that they are supporting.
Yeah, definitely. I'm speaking to both Catherine and Diane, who both run local charities that don't get central funding. There's a big push now for charities to get funding, and they're fighting over smaller and smaller pots. So the more we can do to help them, the more success they'll have. They're both fighting for good causes: the Women's Centre with domestic violence, and the Michael Green Foundation with type 2 diabetes.
Awesome.
We'll take there's a little bit of district news I wanted to talk about. The book is out. It's on Kindle now as well as Amazon. It's on Amazon for £12 if you want to pay for that version. £5 if you're happy with. You look like maybe doing something wrong.
No, I was just thinking, I think it is currently, I don't know, I haven't looked today, but a couple of days ago when I had a look, it had gone into Amazon Prime and it was £10 something on Amazon. It was on a reduced price.
Okay, so prices vary. We're not entirely sure, but it's on Amazon, so you can go and have a look. Link for Growth for What If We Knew You, I believe is the title. And if you want to buy it on the Kindle, it's a £5. I will have some paperback copies at events, I believe early September, I've been told, from the powers above me. So hopefully, if you want to buy a paperback, and one of us might even sign it for you.
Cool. And there's no powers above you, Alex, because there is no power and hierarchy in Link for Growth.
Yes. Next week, where am I going to be? I'm going to be on the Watford Market tomorrow as per normal. It'll be good to see some more people there. It's been quite a good event the last few weeks. 3 or 4 people coming down each time, having a quick chat, meeting some of the market people, stallholders, getting to know them. Tuesday night is back in the pub. I'm at Youth Drinks again. I'm not drinking that night, I tell you. It is far too expensive, and I want a sensible evening. So it's a good way of, if you want to get to know more about L4G Youth, more about the CSI project, I'll be there, and just get to know if you've got a way of helping young people, if you're a charity that works with young people, if you're a young person watching this and wants to get involved with Link for It, come along there. I'm going to be there. Thursday, I'll be in Rickmansworth as per normal with the Rickmansworth Coffee in the Reach building. It's been last few months, it's been steadily growing, looking 15 to 20 people this time. Had some great support from the guys down there, and they're doing really good, spreading the word inside, and hopefully we'll have some good people there and talking about a few people hosting that as well.
Cool, sounds good.
We've got one accelerated learning program starting this week coming. It's on Friday. It's for Twitter and Hootsuite. So if you're not sure what you're doing on there and why you should be using Hootsuite and what Hootsuite is, and you've heard about Twitter and you thought, oh, this is quite useful, have a look at that. All the prices online. It starts Friday between 2 and 3 p.m. So I'd recommend going on that and then subscribing to Link for Growth, because it's actually cheaper to do that. So you save some money at the same time. And you've got a new workshop coming, I believe.
I have a new half-day workshop that's coming, and it's actually Google Hangouts. I already run a Google Plus half-day workshop and the Accelerated Learning Program, and lots of people have been saying, I'd really like to learn about Hangouts. Now, I do my own privately, but I've decided to do one with Link for Growth. So we've got a half-day Google Hangouts program coming on 3rd of September. and then that will get followed up, and there will be an accelerated learning program for both Google Plus on its own and for Google Hangouts. And I'm really excited about that because I love the Hangouts.
Yeah, and I know that last night I had to post the Hangout because you were obviously, Carol is our lead for Community TV on all things Google Hangouts, and you were elsewhere engaged, so I got this on. God, I have no idea what I'm doing. What do I press? How do I start this? Or do I start a normal Hangout and that becomes that Hangout? Do I have to go into the? I had no idea, so I'm looking forward to going on to that half-day workshop, finding out more about what Hangouts can do for you. Because if you've got a business and maybe you've got a contractual dispute, it'd be really good if we had something recorded when I said I'll deliver to you on this date. You can on Google Hangouts. You've got so much ability on there to what you can use. It'd be really worth the time going on that course.
Yeah, and it's not just about recordings and live broadcasts like we're on today. It's also about using them privately, using them individually. There's so much that people don't realize you can use Hangouts for. So that half day is really going to show everybody exactly what they're all about, all the different sort of versions of Hangouts, if you can call them versions, and lots of creative ideas as well on how to actually use them either for internal communications, for personal connections, for business conferences, and for things like the live TV that we do, and lots more as well.
Yeah, so that'll be good. That's the 3rd of September. I'm booked into it. I urge everyone to go. I've got a couple of. I've already given a shout out to Diane Richardson for the photo competition. That was brilliant. I'm really impressed with it, and we had a month. The idea came out this time last month, and now it's finished. So within a month, we set up the competition, got all the entries, judged it, and announced the winners. So what we're going to do when we have 3 or 4 months of planning and preparation, so we can speak to the MP, the mayor, all the papers, because this is going to be really good. The next one, I mean, we've got a few ideas for the next one. It's going to be even better this time. So great work, Diane. And I've also got a couple of announcements. I know we don't do announcements, but this week we have announcements.
I know, on the list it says announcements, and I thought, I've never seen Alex do announcements before. Alex, what are you announcing?
I'm announcing that I have 2 new community hosts join the team.
Ah, awesome.
Yeah, I've remembered I haven't told many people this. It was made official last night. Master Mike Bridger, will become the new host of the Watford Regis Coffee, which is on the 3rd of September. So I won't be able to see Harris Hangout live, because I'll be helping Mike host his first event. But really pleased with Mike. He contributes to Link Growth a lot. He was there at the drinks last night and knows the essence of Link Growth, what it means. And he's going to be a great host because he's got a passion to talking to people. He's going to know loads of people in the local area, and we will bring them into Link Growth. And he'll be able to benefit from what this now means of being a host in Link Growth. So well done, Mike. You'll probably have announcements tomorrow on the national show, so more people will know who you are, and that will help with the business. And I also want to congratulate Diane Richardson, who's going to become the host of the Watford Drinks Evening. So as of next month, so September's drinks, Diane is going to be the host of that event alongside me and Chris. I mean, the drinks is very casual, but I wanted someone to help host that event, and because she works for a charity, it felt appropriate that if I'm going to give it a host to someone, it will be someone who will benefit from the role and the exposure the charity will get because of what Diane is doing.
Awesome. That's really exciting, and it's really great that the sort of people, it's not just, well, somebody said, well, I want to do a job, but you're actually connecting with the people. And I love the way that you said, you know, for Mike, it's going to get him to raise his visibility. For Diane, she's actually going to get more people to know about what she does and her charity. So as well as giving to Link for Growth and actually adding value by stepping up and becoming a host, it's actually going to give massive benefits and added value and visibility to the hosts.
Yeah, they're going to benefit from a whole load of reams. As I don't know if we've talked about before, anyone who now steps up to become a community host is entitled to 3 months free training for all the accelerated, for the half-day workshops. So if you're interested in hosting an event and you thought, I'm interested in doing it, but it's going to be good, you'll be rewarded as well as getting all the benefits to your business. Link for Growth will give you stuff to support you and get you trained on all the social media. There's now 5 or 6 half-day workshops from LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, business pages, the 2 Google Plus ones. I believe there's a networking one as well for genuine networking and how to do it effectively. So you'll learn all these skills within 3 months, and that won't cost you anything. So you'll be set for your business, and then you'll be able to go and talk to everyone at the event because they're going to come and talk to you because you're the host of the event.
Yeah, exactly. And we've got a couple of comments have come in on the live stream today.
Okay.
The Michael Green Foundation says, thanks for the charity mention, Alex, really appreciated. And our own Mr. Chris O says, excellent competition and should be really great when we see the pictures down at the Watford Women's Centre. Well done.
Yeah, really pleased both of those guys came last night. Last night was the best event I have had this year, without a shadow of a doubt. I was sitting there and we've got 5 booked in. I can probably push that up to 8 that I know about. People don't always book in, but so they're coming. It got to about 15, 16 by the middle of the evening. And it was like, we've got double the amount I thought we were going to have. It was such a good laugh with people that, like, God, you're here. Haven't seen you in months. We're to catch up, and it's like, we're going to have a one-to-one in a few weeks' time. And then it just had that buzz of a really good link for an event, which they all do.
Yeah, exactly. And that's another one of the great things, that you don't always know who's going to be somewhere. It's not like when you're part of and I'm not saying that business networking is bad, but quite often when you are a regular at a business network, it's the same faces all the time. And with Link for Growth, you never actually know who is going to turn up. Some will be the same, but there's always new people, or there's people that came a few months ago that have now come back again for a couple of times, and then maybe they won't come for a while because they're busy. But because there's no, you have to turn up and you must attend, or you must send somebody from your business, it makes it a really nice atmosphere and a really nice environment, doesn't it?
Yeah, there are certain people that have to turn up, and you know who you are. I'm pointing the pen at you. There are some people that have drinks, especially. No excuse. Come to the pub. It's once a month. I'm sure you can bring your partners because they'll benefit. Bring the family as well. I'm sure everyone can benefit from what the growth is doing. I'm struggling with the word there, but if you're thinking, oh, it's networking, it's not. It's just having a chat and bring as many people as you want, and it's just getting to know everyone, and everyone can benefit from what Link for Growth is doing. And if you want to try the Link for Growth drinks event first, because they're the most casual of casual events, people say, this is Link for Growth by itself is casual. These are on the scale of just going out with friends. Really, it's such a good night last night.
And we have another comment that's just come in from Diane saying, thanks for the mention, and I can't wait for the photos to be displayed in the Women's Centre shop.
Brilliant. I'm looking forward to going. I'm not sure when exactly it is. I mean, we've got to sort out frames. I know I've got to go and print mine off and get a frame for it now, and I'm looking forward to seeing it there. Hopefully, if there's an unveiling, we're going to take some photos. And we just great to support a local charity that doesn't get any central funding anymore, from what I've learned this week. They don't get central funding from the council anymore, and they do such good work in the local area. So it's so good to see them raising the money. Awesome.
So do we have any more announcements? Any more shout-outs?
I'm all announced out.
You're all announced out. Okay, so that's it for this week, and we will be back again live on air same time next week.